Now, if you know anything about aviation, you'll know that the Robinson R44 is one of the most popular single-engined helicopters in the world. In this episode, I'll be showing you some of my type rating training and talk about some of the key differences from the Cabra G2.
West Radio, good afternoon, Heavily Centre 29, request airfield information and radio check.
And also guys, don't forget that you can go to POOLEY'S.com and get 5% off pilot equipment when you use my discount code, THEMICROPILOT. Hello guys, and welcome to this episode. We're sat in one of Heli Centre's R44s that I did a good bit of my training on. The R44 helicopter, as you're probably aware, is quite a popular helicopter out there. As of 2019, they produced over 6,300 of these distributed worldwide. And if you see an R44 in the air, you'll know exactly what it is. They're very famous and iconic aircraft, and so after doing my PPL in the Cabra G2, I've now since done a type rating on the R44, and in this episode I'm going to be showing you some of that training and be talking you through some of the different quirks of flying the 44 compared to the Cabra G2 helicopter. One of the main things to point out is, of course, the Americans like to do everything differently than we do. So the rotor system rotates in an opposite direction to what we're used to. So this is a counterclockwise rotating aircraft, whereas the Cabra is a clockwise rotating rotor head. So it just means a few things are backwards. So like our power pedal is on our left foot. And when we lift off, our left skid tends to be low, etc. Apart from that, the gauges themselves and the dials, they're a lot older in comparison to the Cabra, considering the first aircraft of the R44 were brought in around the early 1990s, with the Cabra G2 being a relatively recent aircraft. I'm not too sure on the dates of that exactly. But apart from that, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, straight off the bat, one of the first things that's new in the R44 startup is to calculate our maximum manifold pressure that we can pull on the manifold pressure gauge shown on screen. This is done by looking at the outside air temperature, the OAT, and this is different because in the Cabra it normally calculates all of this for us.
Limit map check. What temp are we today?
152 from Simpson, 2 POB,
23.
Inbound to the airfield requesting airfield information.
So we want 22.3 and add 2.8. So that's what, 25.1 maximum?
And so as calculated here, we've got 22.3 inches of manifold pressure that we can pull for maximum continuous power, but a little bit extra of up to 25.1 for only 5 minutes for a little bit of extra takeoff power. And the other main difference during the startup of the 44 is that we've now got hydraulics, so we do a slight light movement on the cyclic to make sure that it moves nice and light, and then we turn the hydraulics off, make sure it's a little bit more stiff to move, and then back on to make sure it goes light again, but we'll touch on this a little bit more later. And so after starting up, we then depart the aerodrome and go off and do some training which isn't too dissimilar from the normal PPL training, so straight and level flight, climbing, descending turns and steep turns. And then we come back and do some hover practicing and just get used to the new weight of the aircraft and the new handling characteristics compared to the Cabra G2.
Okay,
and
so
3 takeoff checks before we go.
So what exactly is that again?
So think about a question mark.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Like that.
I have got them here, but yeah.
Yeah, you want to memorise. So lights out. Obviously these as well. RPMs in the green, 13 inches. Those lights as well.
Oh, I see what you mean now by question mark. Yeah, okay.
T's and P's in the green, and we want to state the quantity of fuel we've got, so 9 and 16 gallons.
Okay.
17 gallons.
Right, okay, cool.
And Sir James made it look easy there, but one of the other unique characteristics of the Robinson helicopters is that the fuel gauges are actually quite hard to read, especially from a distance. So getting used to this and practicing over time will make it easier.
What I want to do now is give you a feel of what it's like to have the hydraulics off.
Okay.
So if you want to just fly at 70 so we don't actually blast too far away from where we need to be.
I've heard that this is one of the worst bits of the type rating.
Yeah, so one thing to remember then, when I turn them off, you're going to have to put a bit of force in.
But when they come back on,
you don't want to be, you want to be really relaxed so you don't make a big input.
Yeah, of course.
So turn the hydraulics off with the switch there.
Okay.
And just see what that feels like.
Oh.
So try not to let the collective drop because it will want to throw off a bit of pitch. So you've got to support that fairly firmly.
I had no idea. I was thinking mainly cycling.
Yeah, try not to override the governor all the same. So you're just sort of supporting it underneath.
I am on the bar, yeah. Instead of the twist grip. Oh, that is horrible.
And you will have to land, not now, but you will have to
eventually,
land.
Yeah. Just sideways doesn't feel that bad.
It's 4.5.
Yeah.
And they're coupled as well. So if you move the collective, the cyclic comes backwards.
Oh yeah, it does,
so you
doesn't
have to,
yeah.
Heave against it. Okay, nice and relaxed. 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
There you go.
That's such a relief. It's mad the difference, isn't it?
It is, absolutely mad.
And so after having a feel for the hydraulics turned off, an important part of the R44 training is to know how to land the aircraft with a hydraulics failure. So with a different instructor now, we now come and land the aircraft back at Leicester with the hydraulics turned off.
Oh, I hate this. Really?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's quite an important one.
Yeah, of course. We'll get down to 700 feet and we'll bring it back to a more comfortable speed as well.
Okay. So just step through your emergency now. You know you something's not right. Yeah, it looks like the hydraulics.
Check the switch.
Yeah, first thing, check out, turned it off accidentally.
Yep.
If you haven't, turn it off because you don't want it coming back on unexpectedly.
Oh, no.
And then 60, 70 knots, as you said, and just manually take it in. Okay, with a nice little run on landing.
Okay.
FE979.
There you go, fixed wing ahead.
Yeah.
No one extended final that I can see.
If he was going to 28 grass, we'll go to the H.
Roger. Heli Centre 18, final 28 for the H.
Service wind 300 degrees 7 knots.
Good. Just chugger it in like this. This is nice. Just chug it in. Chug.
It's always the last bit that I always...
When you make big manoeuvres.
Yeah. Right, let's start slowing down a bit.
That's it. Fine, good.
That's the radio.
Sync there.
Try not to over control.
No.
Radio check and information.
Unless you manoeuvre it around, the easy it is really.
Yeah.
But you're doing fine. Keep doing this. This is good.
So it might not look it here, but I am wrestling with the controls to keep the aircraft nice and stable, and a run on landing is usually preferable as it requires less skill than bringing the aircraft into a hover without the hydraulics.
Good. Just hold it like that. You don't need the fuel. Don't need it yet.
Okay.
Don't need it yet. Don't need it. Just hold her there. Chug. And then remember, as lift leads, the lever comes in, lift goes backwards. So you'll need to just keep it forward. Just keep those feet nice and loose.
Yep.
Feet work as normal. Just going down the little run here.
Right. Yep.
Bit nice and relaxed. Just nice and relaxed. No rush. No rush.
Indicating
No rush.
degrees 7 knots.
No rush.
Slowing it. There you go.
No rush. Let it trickle. Let it trickle. There you go.
Just let it come
And
to a
all
stop.
the way. All the way down.
Okay, good. And Leicester Radio, Heli Centre 29.
Another little skill to pick up is being able to reach quite far forward to change the altimeter setting whilst keeping the aircraft nice and stable.
28 left hammer 3996 hectopascals to Heli Centre 29.
So challenges now is setting that altimeter without losing control. So anchor your hand on your leg.
Okay.
And then eyes to the horizon, reaching forward to your altimeter. Well done, very good.
Okay. That's probably one of the worst designed.
Some people put a little bit of garden hose on the end of that.
Oh, but it looks rubbish there, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it will do, yeah. But...
And of course, one of the most important parts of the type rating is getting used to auto-rotating in the aircraft if you lose an engine. So here's a clip of a practice force landing with my instructor Gary, and then we go back to the airfield and do it to the hover.
And then we're going to go with a PFL on this one.
Okay.
So we'll be looking that way and it'll be a left turn in. So you're going to go practice force landing, go. Down, 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 hold her back, nice, off with the throttle,
check up a bit and then
70, so coming round, that's nice.
Slow down a little bit.
Manoeuvring between block altitude 2000.
And then as you come round 90 degrees, you can have a look for a field.
Now, even during a practice force landing, there's a lot going on, so there's a lot to think about. So it takes a lot of skill to try and get this right.
You might want to just hold it out a little bit.
Okay. Mayday, mayday, mayday as well. Listen to 18. Cable with engine failure. Might go fuel off. I think I'll extend this one to the sort of plowed field.
Where the
where the cows are, yeah.
So just remember, most important, brace, brace, brace.
Yep.
Here's your back in, and away you go.
Yeah.
So the PFL is mainly to practice the drills and pick a field, but we come back to the field to now practice the final element of that, which is getting the flare right to then be able to run it onto the ground if the engine was indeed out.
So when you think you make it, you call it.
Hey, Roger.
Heli-Cent 23 short.
Okay, enter auto.
Oh, he's down there.
Yeah, enter auto rotation through. Oh.
Down, 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 down. Go, 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 go. That's okay.
Good. Right, he's turning away, check up. 70 knots already, good. Continuing.
Traffic, 11 o'clock, low, less than 1 mile, level.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
QC 979.
Easing it back.
Wait for it, wait for it. And bit of a flare. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Level, level, level. And there you are.
Okay.
Bit low on the thing, well.
Okay, good. That wasn't that bad.
And finally, to simulate if we were hot, high or heavy, we'd now practice taking off and landing with limited power.
Right, okay, so pulling the power up. Bit, what? Yeah, okay.
Good. Yeah, it'll probably start easing forwards. There you go, yeah, that's lovely. Heli-Cent 29 taking off circuit left.
And this is a running takeoff, so essentially dragging the skids across the ground until we build up enough speed to get translational lift.
There you go, away from the ground then, just keep that momentum building.
Feeding that right pedal as well, you get a bit more power, don't you?
Absolutely. Good. Alright then, normal power limit supply. So let's have a go at a landing with 18 inches. Bearing in mind, we were using about 19 to hover, weren't we, just a second ago? Okay.
So would it be a run-on?
It might be a run-on, might be a zero speed, something like that. Let's see what happens. So if you can get us within 5 foot of the ground with a bit too much speed, just slowly bleed that speed off.
And then see where the power takes
See where your power is, decide where you want to leave it, and we're just going to let the aircraft run on with a bit of forward movement.
Yeah, roger.
Okay, so you have control.
I have control. I'm not sure what's a too fast speed at the moment, but...
well, look how much power you're using. So, ground speed's pretty good. We're not limited on power yet.
Yeah.
We said 18, didn't we, I think? So, yeah, come to the left a tiny bit more for me. That's lovely. Okay, just keep this speed, get us a little bit lower. See how much we're using.
Yeah.
Only 17, so you can probably get a little slower. Okay, yeah, that's nice.
Okay, something like that.
Yeah, and just let it run on with a small run on. Lovely job, and then collective down.
Okay, roger.
Spot on.
So guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please note it took a little over 5 hours for the type rating training, and that's not including the type rating skills test, which in itself wasn't that different from the PPL skills test, but just without the navigation aspect involved. There's a lot of ground school to do as well, especially reading the R44's POH. So this was a short video just to show you some of the main parts of the type rating training. So guys, don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help the channel, and get involved with the Facebook and Instagram pages to get involved and see what's coming in the future. Don't forget to get 5% off POOLEY'S flight equipment using my discount code THEMICROPILOT. But guys, until the next video, stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.